in the history of Buffoon of the Year. Also, the most votes we've ever tallied in the history of Buffoon of the Year. And the most people participating. Are you one of them? You should be. Go to the website and vote in the finals right now. You know what? Let's take a quick break. And let's put on a good song. None of this worst Christmas Carol stuff. Enjoy this little ditty. I mean, technically qualifies as a song because there is music in the background. Check out this song, Gene Baradelli, Behind Enemy Lines. I'll be back with more of the bad Christmas carols right after this quick ditty. Time for a little music. We call this, What the F*** is Maxine Waters Saying?
To be clear, you believe it would have been better to keep in place an FBI director who you said had no credibility to oversee this investigation than to find someone who you think would be a better choice?
No. But I believe the president thought that. Don't forget, you're talking about what some Democrats said, what I said, but don't forget, he was the president. The president supported him. He had confidence in him. It was within his power. And
but you said he had no credibility, so it would seem to make sense that he should get rid of him.
No. Under investigation, this president basically has interfered with an investigation where he may be implicated. That's outrageous, and that's why we're having so much of a conversation about it today.
The bottom line is that you think an FBI director without credibility would have been best served in this position to try to pursue this investigation.
I think if the president had fired him when he first came in, he would not have to be in a position now where he's trying to make up a story about why it does not meet the smell test.
Yeah. Something smells all right.
Understood. So if Hillary Clinton had won the White House, would you have recommended that she fire FBI Director James Comey?
Well, let me tell you something. If she had won the White House, I believe that given what he did to her and what he tried to do, she should have fired him.
So she should have fired him, but he shouldn't have fired him. This is why I'm confused.
No, you're not confused.
Yes, I am. If you're a long-time listener of the show, or maybe this is your first time listening, you can probably tell that me and the gang here, we like to have our share of fun, whether it's on or off the air. We talk about 2-drink minimum radio and no medication Wednesdays or whatever day it may be. That's why when we found the people at Less Government, More Fun, we knew it was a match made in heaven with this show. Folks, we live in a time where government is out of hand. Our founding fathers did not intend government to be all-consuming in all parts of our lives. That's why we are telling you to go to lessgovmorefun.com, check out the website, check out the swag. What the people want is less government, more fun. Pass it on, make it happen.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save.
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org, brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
Behind Enemy Lines Radio is all about being right. No, seriously, it is. If you ever listen to Russ Gallo or me go back and forth on some issue, we always want to make sure that we remember who said what and when we said it. That's why we go to goonrecord.com. It's a brand new social media website. Challenge people on what they believe, whether it's in politics, sports, entertainment, finance, whatever. There's a category for you at goonrecord.com. Check it out right now. Tell us, what do you stand for? It's time for you to go on record. Behind Enemy Lines. Back on the air. And we are back. Gene Baradelli, Behind Enemy Lines. Merry Christmas. And just before we get back, to the top 3 worst of the worst Christmas carols that we could find from our good buddy Glenn Nocera. A plug, I should say, for the BehindEnemyLinesRadio.us blog. Before the year is continuing, by now you know who's in the finals. So be sure to vote this week for the finals. Who you got? Behind Enemy Lines Radio Buffoon of the Year. Pick a good one. Pick me a winner. And thanks for staying with us all year long. What a year it's been for us. We're going to have our year in review show next week. We'll play some of our best clips and, highlight some of the best things that happened to this show in the past year. But you know what? I know you're itching to get back to it. Time for number 3. And we're getting into some classics here, folks. I know we've hit some classics, and we've hit some originals. The originals, they were pretty good too. Let's get into some of the classics. Here is number 3 on Behind Enemy Lines Radio, Worst Carols Ever.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Oh, where the tree tops glisten and children listen to hear sleigh bells in the snow. Boom, 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 boom. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas with every Christmas card I write. May your days be merry and bright, yeah, and may all your Christmases be white. Oh yeah, 'cause I am dreaming of a white Christmas, just like the ones I used to know. Oh, mum, may your days be merry and bright, and may all your Christmases be
After that, I'm sure you want more of Glenn as the king. Here's number 2 on Behind Enemy Lines, Worst Carols Ever.
I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree won't seem the same, dear, if you're not here with me. Oh, when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue, blue Christmas. I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. You'll be doing alright with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue, blue, blue Christmas.
You know what? Stop everything. I need a break. I need a break. I never thought I'd say this, but enough Christmas carols. I need some politics. I just can't deal with this anymore. Before we get to number one, I want to get back to something we talked about a couple weeks ago. I gotta go a little old school here. Let's play this clip that Russ put together as a reminder of the year we've had with our current president compared to what we ditched back in 2016.
These are the same folks oftentimes who suggest that they're so tough that just talking to Putin or staring down ISIL or using some additional rhetoric somehow is going to solve the problems out there. But apparently they're scared of widows and orphans coming into the United States of America as part of our tradition of compassion. Now, first they were worried about the press being too tough on them during debates. Now they're worried about 3-year-old orphans. That doesn't sound very tough to me. They've been playing on fear in order to try to score political points or to advance their case. And it's irresponsible. And it's contrary to who we are. And it needs to stop because the world is watching.
Right now, we know of no specific and credible intelligence indicating a plot on the homeland.
Now, with the southern border, everybody comes in. You just walk by. So we're taking hundreds of thousands of people, some good people, and some rapists, and some killers, and drug lords, and everyone else. And they're flowing through the southern border. And I would build a wall like nobody can build a wall. And nobody comes in illegally anymore.
And the last question is, you scratch your head about this fence. Everybody talks, build the fence, nothing getting done.
Well, nobody can build a fence like me, David. You know that. I built great buildings all over the world. There's nobody can build a fence. And I would have Mexico pay for it, believe me. They will pay for it. Because they have really ripped this country off. They have really taken advantage of us, both economically and at the border. They will pay for that fence.
ISIS is making a tremendous amount of money because they have certain oil camps, right? They have certain areas of oil that they took away. They have some in Syria, some in Iraq. I would bomb the shit out of them. I would just bomb those suckers. And that's right. I'd blow up the pipes. I'd blow up the I'd blow up every single inch. There would be nothing left. And you know what? You'll get Exxon to come in there in 2 months. You ever see these guys, how good they are, the great oil companies? They'll rebuild that sucker brand new. It'll be beautiful. And I'd ring it, and I'd take the oil.
They're using them as shields. But we're fighting a very politically correct war.
Yeah. Well, we see that
and the
happening
other thing is with the terrorists, you have to take out their families. When you get these terrorists, you have to take out their families. They care about their lives, don't kid yourself. But they say they don't care about their lives. You have to take out their families.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States until our country's representatives can figure out what the hell is going on. You have no choice. We have no choice.
In closing, I want to salute the people of Paris for showing the world how to stay strong in the face of terrorism. Even as they grieve, Parisians have begun returning to their cafes, riding the metro, going to stadiums to cheer for their teams. Crowds gathered in the Place de la République, including a mother who brought her children. She said, to let them see that we should not be afraid.